Hello everybody, I am Jazz Giraldo and today we have an amazing artist. Luis Guzman is in the house and his amazing son, Cemi Guzman. How are you guys?
We are great. How you doing?
It's been a while since, it's been about 10 years since the last time I
10
saw
years,
you.
and you still look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Right on, I mean that.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I had no idea you were a social worker. How did it happen?
That I was a social worker?
Yeah, how did transition happen?
Well, I grew up in New York City on the Lower East Side, and I was a community activist, and I worked with young people, and we had a cultural arts program, a young people's program, and that's pretty much where it started for me, I work at places like Charas, Advocates for Children, American Friends Service Committee.
Was it your dream to become a social worker? Was that what you planned for your life?
I think it was my calling. I don't think it was so much of a dream. It was my calling. I got it from my mom. My mom used to always send me with the leftovers to give out to the homeless, stuff like that. And I just love working with people, and I just followed that.
And how did you transition from this lifestyle to become an actor?
One day a few young people didn't show up, and I went into the street looking for them, and I ran into Miguel Piñero, who had wrote una obra called Short Eyes. And I hadn't seen Mikey in a few years. He told me he was writing for a TV show. They were coming to New York. They were going to be looking for people. He gave me a phone number. I went in. I auditioned. 3 weeks later, I got my first job on a show called Miami Vice. Yes.
You know that we didn't know, we were doing the research on you, and we didn't know Miami Vice was your first character.
Yes.
It was a big thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I felt great.
You were nervous?
I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue. I just wanted to make enough money to buy me a used car so I could drive to the beach on the weekends. I got the car. And here I am today.
And here you are. When did you realize that you were not that guy from characters here and there, that you were Luis Guzman as an actor?
I think it happened right after I did Carlito's Way. Because when I played this part called Pachanga, and everybody idolized that part. Because, everybody like a good New York City gangster movie from El Barrio, and that Pachanga character just kind of elevated me. And I said, oh wow, I'm pretty good at this, so let's see what happens.
And how do you pick and choose your roles? Because we have seen you in independent films, right? That are so successful, and it seems like everything you choose, it's great. How do you do it?
I'm lucky. I have an incredible agent. I have an incredible manager. They go through all the material. Also, once you develop a reputation for yourself, that really good material kind of, you become a magnet for that good material. So I've been blessed that way.
That's awesome. And would you like Sammy to follow your path when it comes to acting, or would you like him to?
I think Sammy is more suited for what he's doing right now, which is producing, which is developing things. Right now, we have a movie premiere for a movie that he helped produce called Hold On.
Hold On. We were recently here with the crew.
He was a huge part of that, is a huge part of that. And the first time that I got hired by my son to work on the movie. So that was for me a big deal.
How does it feel, Sammy, to work with your father?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's kind of like stepping into a rhythm that you grew up in. And when I say that, I mean, we also grew up on set and watching him and watching the way he worked and watching the way, he spoke to directors, and he always encouraged that when we were on set growing up, that you spend 2 weeks listening to the sound, that you sit right behind the producer, that you sit right behind the director, that you would listen and learn and just absorb as much as you can. So when it came time for me to put up a project and put a project together, and of course hire my dad, it was like stepping into an old rhythm.
Did you get nervous when you were hiring your dad? Did you feel like
he got very nervous. He got very nervous.
Oh, absolutely. I was like,
tell your dad what to do?
I told him, I was like, I don't think you're my first choice. I'm kidding.
Oh,
it was.
He said that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Listen, if so-and-so don't call me, maybe I'll call you. And I go, okay.
No, but like I said, it was stepping into a rhythm, and it's definitely a dance because he's your mentor.
Definitely. What has been the thing that you've learned the most about your dad?
I mean, not only being
As
a
a
mentor,
professional.
as a professional, I guess I would say always walk in with an open heart. Always, never be the smartest in the room. Always put yourself in a position where you can learn and move forward, and come in open-minded.
Do you guys share the same idea when it comes to political views, to be an activist? Has it changed from the 70s when you started to now?
I still believe in saving humanity, in doing everything that I can to do for humanity, because I feel that's important. It's always going to be part of my legacy. It's a huge part of my life. I instill that in Sammy and all my children, but they have their own conscience and they follow their hearts with it. I encourage them to. I also encourage them to always give back and to live and to learn and just do good, not only for themselves, but for the rest of humanity.
Do you feel that the reason why you're so lucky in life and you have become this great actor, it's also, or has it something to do with the fact that you have helped communities so much?
Well, I mean, when you have a good heart, good things happen.
And you're passing down to your kids.
And you just pass it down and stuff. But here I am sitting right across from you, and we met 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
The legacy continues, and
That's
we
true.
cross roads, and here we are doing our thing.
That's true.
So, I'm proud to be sitting here, not only with my son, but also with you.
Thank
because,
you.
Again, I remember when you first started out, back then, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and here you are interviewing me.
And
that's
it's
a
great.
very honorable thing, and I appreciate that.
And changing a little bit the subject, now we're going more towards the Hispanic community. We know that you as a Puerto Rican have been involved in, a lot of things that have been, in pro of us as Latinos. What is your project right now to those who don't know what is happening with you helping the Hispanic community?
Well, I think it's important right now. We live in a country right now that is going through a transition. We live in a country that I find that Latinos are being unjustly incriminated by the system. We're good people, we work hard, we love our families, we take care of our families. The bottom line is Latinos in this country are beautiful people, and we make a contribution. Now we are not only in the military and in politics and in education and in health, we're in everything, and we are an economic force in this country. We have stories to tell. We're very talented, we're very gifted, we're very loving, and those things are things that we acknowledge about ourselves, but I also think more than that, people have to embrace us more and more because we embrace this society and we are huge contributors to the success of this country. And that's what I fight for every day. I love the DACA kids, I love the dreamers, I embrace them. They come here, or they were born here in this country to make contributions. They are not criminals, and they are not pawns, and they are being put in the middle by what I consider to be a very racist administration. I'm going to speak the truth because the truth is there, If I don't speak it, someone else will, but I choose to speak it, and I defend all the good people of this country, all the good people that want to do not only good for the humanity, but good for the environment, it's a tough time, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna do fine. We're gonna show up and do what we have to do. We're gonna be the difference makers, moving into the future to correct what needs to be corrected and to make the wrongs right.
That's true.
And that's what I advocate.
Well said.
Very
you.
good.
Very well.
Guys, thank you so much for this interview. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to meet your son, Sammy.
Thank you.
No, thank
Thank you so much for being here. And guys, as always, I am Jazz Giraldo with the boss.
Jazz Giraldo!
Jazz Giraldo with the boss. We had the pleasure to, interview these two amazing human beings and to receive not only knowledge but advice from some passionate Hispanics who are represented in our community. See you for the next one. Besos. Bye.